What the fuck is going on, guys? You already know who it is.
Got to spin.
The spin.
One of your co-hosts today, Trent Money, bringing you the Hunters Association podcast with my boys JC 2K 2002.
There we go. Yes, it is.
And my main man, Seraph.
Y'all already know what it be.
All right, and we're here to talk about, well, I guess I have to recap my 6 and 7, but we're mainly here to talk about the Tower of God episode 8 episode, yeah.
All right, guys. So, Trent, let's go ahead and get 6 and 7 out for you. What'd you think about 6 and 7 since you weren't here last week?
You know, the OST's always slapping.
Of course.
Always slapping. I like the fact that last episode we got into the end of the, or like the beginning of the tag game.
Right.
There was a couple things that I didn't remember seeing in the Webtoon. Remember when the horn, Ho, had like that like worried moment where he was like worried about like, you know, getting his horn ripped off like his other people or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that. Like it was like a small clip.
That was not in the Webtoon. That was
I was like, oh shit.
Anime, which is pretty nice because it gives us a little bit of backstory on Ho and his culture and heritage, I guess, like where he's from.
I also
in
don't
the tower, like because there's a bunch of residential areas and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I also just don't remember. There was a couple things that has been happening in the last couple episodes. I'm like, wait, was that added in there? You know what I'm saying?
They've been taking some liberties.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, I wasn't mad at it. I was like, okay, this is, you know, this could hit.
Until this episode, but keep going, man.
Oh, now I feel like they've hit the major plot points so far in the series. Now keep in mind as well. In my review, I also say, you know, I'm missing the stuff with the sheep guy still. Like, have we passed it? Are we still gonna get it? I'm not sure.
That is a good question. Are we? Because he's been absent in these episodes here. They've been showing them real lightly. Maybe they're trying to tease them. Maybe trying to just make a little surprise thing going on. But I don't know what they're going to do about that. So, all right, 6 and 7 out the way. Episode 8. Before I start the slander like I want to start it, because I don't want to slander it.
It was kind of disappointing for the most part, but like at the same time, it was still good.
Right. Niggas is slander.
I don't want to slander it. So
I'm sorry.
Okay, so
this time I'm gonna be a devil's advocate.
What we're gonna do here for the first part is start off with some positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna look at it from an anime only aspect.
I just want to pop off with how fucking tight Quant is when everybody tried to gang up on him. And he literally walked them, dog. He gave them a 111-second head start.
What's the hate, baby?
I can get there, but just from an anime only, like you never never read the Webtoon. How'd you feel about episode 8? Go ahead, Seraph.
For as an anime only.
Only. You didn't read the Webtoon. You just watching it.
If I didn't read the Webtoon and I watched it, I would say it was pretty tight. The fight scenes happened really nicely. Like when we see Quant running super fast, we can see his after images.
Yes.
And I thought that was a really, really nice touch. It shows how fast he is. And we get to see how strong he is because when he punched the dude with the wings in the back.
Dude with the red wings? Yeah.
Yeah. When he punched him in the back, they showed the wind.
Yeah, going through him.
Yeah, going straight through him. So seeing the fight scenes like that was super cool. Seeing Kun plan we didn't see him plan everything out. But like just the way he plotted it was really nice. So as an anime only aspect, I thought it was a pretty good episode.
All right, Trent, what you think about the episode? Anime only watcher, just you've never seen the Webtoon. How'd you feel about
it? I even said I haven't dropped it yet, but in my reaction, sorry, there's a fucking train going on. If you guys can hear that in the background, I'll bet. No, I thought, man, if I watched this as an anime only, I mean, the way they overcome Quant or whatever, and just the music when my man Kun is just grinning and getting the best of this man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, this is gas. This to me,
it's okay. Anime only.
Yeah, I'm liking it. As anime only, I definitely would like it because I wouldn't have most of my critiques come from knowing how much more in depth the series could be.
Right. Yes.
You know, so as if I was watching as anime only, I don't think I have anything to complain about. Besides, still maybe some character depth or whatever, but still. Go ahead.
I kind of feel the same way as an anime only. If I'm just watching it, not knowing what's going on, I'm seeing Quant. He's just, I mean, it's 1v like what 11, 12, like
somewhere around there.
You can see how you can see from a scout, and he's a ranker also, that these people are really nothing to him. He's literally playing around, giving head starts. I mean, just knocking people out. Just, I mean, literally. Like, he can literally kill them anytime he wants to. He's pretty much showing that aspect of it. Then at the same time, they gave Kun a lot of shine too, because, I mean, he had the plan going on. And then when they revealed that he was actually doing everything for Bam and he made everybody fail on his team on purpose, like, yo, it's like, how smart is he? He got the best of Quant anyways. Like, he's down there like, do you want to go up or not, bro? Like, I can get you back up there, but do you want to go or not? And then Quant's is pissed off. Like, yo, that's crazy. That they did that very well for the anime.
Yeah.
But I was watching the episode, man, and I was like halfway through it and I was hyped, but then I started thinking like, man, this is kind of trash for me. This is kind of trash.
Yeah, like once I hit like the halfway mark about it, I was kind of like, damn. Cuz LaRoe, same thing in the webtoon. He just popped up out of nowhere.
Right.
And I was like, damn, where you come from? He was sleeping at the beginning. No, that's like all the way over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did
Well, he
that.
was at the bottom. He was at the back. He was from at the start.
Yeah, he was sitting at the start, but then he popped up toward the end. Like, when did he have the time to walk all the way over there? You know what I mean?
I mean, was he really at the start?
And catch up to them.
Or
there was plenty of time where he could. You know, first of all, that nigga can fly basically, and
oh, yeah, that's true.
And he didn't have like, you know, we weren't really fought like after the start. We didn't really see him until that scene.
But was he really at the start, or was
we saw him sleeping at the start?
Oh,
like we saw him right off the bat. Unless my wife playing tricks on me.
Yeah, man. Okay, so, all right, guys. From a webtoon perspective, man, this episode was so disappointing to me. Like, last episode, I was going on about how this episode had to hit because it was the first time you see a ranker and like he's administrating the test. Like, there's so much information that goes on for this episode that they just cut out. They moved the fights around, they cut out information, and I was just disappointed, bro. I was just in there like, I was like 6 out of 10 after watching this episode. Seraph, I mean, you can go ahead before I just start rambling on, man. How'd you feel, man?
I would give it like a 6 or 7 for me because there was a bunch of points where like in the webtoon, Quant had his time to shine a lot in the webtoon. Like, we got to see a lot more of Quant in the webtoon compared to the anime. And seeing how important the role of a ranker is, I feel like they should have gave Quant more quality time as well. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because the importance of a ranker inside the series compared to the test takers is a drastic change. Even though when he was holding back, they limited his Shinsu amount. Even in the webtoon, he was still just going off, going crazy, going absolutely nuts. But then in the anime, he didn't go off that hard.
He sure
didn't make him go off that hard. It made me, I'm about to hit up an emo here, but it made me go, huh?
Yeah.
But I mean, he got off though. Like, yes, they didn't spend a lot of time, but they made it apparent that he washed niggas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So what I'm going to ask, the questions I'm going to ask you guys are kind of the differences between the webtoon and the anime. So how many, he was limited with the Senshu, correct?
Yes, he had a total of, can use a total of 3 or 4 bangs. They didn't note that at all. They just said he was limited.
That was my question. I was going to ask you how many bangs could he use for the whole test. They didn't go over that. Okay.
And even then, he still didn't use a bang, essentially, inside of the anime compared to the webtoon. He still used like 1 or 2 bangs in the webtoon. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
we gotta keep in mind they had like it wasn't gonna go without cutting something.
Okay, they cut that. Yeah, okay, we can keep going. Okay, so Trent, what was the significance of the 111 seconds that he gave them? Why was that such a big deal in this episode?
Well, it's supposed to be as a image to show that he's strong enough to give them a head start to where she is damn near completing the test before he even takes off.
So in the webtoon, they went out and they showed how big the arena was that they were fighting in, right? They showed how big it was, and there's like, if he gives them that big of a lead, there's no way he can catch up to her before she gets to the end. And that was the big thing, because he was so fast that he could catch up to her, even though he gave them a damn near 2-minute lead.
Okay, and now I can see where you're coming from as far as maybe showing the exaggeration of how big the tower was or whatever, but you know, at the same time, I mean, yeah, I have nothing to say about that. You're 100% right, but they did kind of show that it was big. They just didn't highlight there towards that scene that, yo, this is, you know, not no small feat for him to catch back up. But they did highlight, like, they kind of gave it within the text that, like, didn't they say the elevator was like a 10-minute ride or whatever the fuck?
Yes, they did say it was it takes about 10 minutes for her to go from the elevator bottom to the top to where the bridge is.
Yeah, so
they rushed that super fast. They
did, but it's like, so you kind of got the idea that, okay, damn, he's going to take the stairs and the elevator is going to take 10 minutes. So you know there's a speed gap.
Yes.
You know?
So when I went back to the webtoon and I was looking at it, and Quint was literally, during this entire time, teaching everybody of what scouts do, why he's beating them, and what was wrong with their plans. Because at the very beginning, he was talking to Shibitsu, and he's like, look, I don't need these lighthouses to be up here. I can read the Senshu. So he knocked that dude out in the webtoon. I mean, not the webtoon, the anime. But then in the webtoon, he actually just knocked down the lighthouse in general. Like, he just knocked it down. Like, he was telling everybody, like, look, this is what I can do to you guys, and this is why you're failing. I mean, like, they made him into this angry guy who was just beating down everybody, but in the webtoon, he was a teacher at the same time. Even though he was super angry, he was actually teaching them while he was beating them up.
He was a pissed off teacher.
Yeah, he was pissed off, but he was beating the hell out of them and teaching them at the same time.
Right.
And it just made his character a little shallow, I guess you could say, as a ranker. And they cut out Shibitsu's whole scene when he was holding on to his leg. I mean, they showed him when he was like kicking him in the face, but Shibitsu held.
They showed a little bit of the leg scene, but like they didn't show it fully.
Yeah, and the knock was like literally there in the webtoon. Like, she was standing right there watching Shibitsu get the crap beat out of him. And
in the anime, she's just running.
Yeah, she's just running. Okay.
Did I understand that they had to like speed up the pace for that?
They
but
did.
At the same time, it would have been a good thing.
I kind of feel like they had room in the episodes to flush this out.
Shout out to Shotty to your body.
Yeah, I was looking at him. He said what's up to you a minute ago. Okay, so
he said what's up to like a while ago. And
I
agree with him. Quant is a good dude. He looks like an asshole in the anime, and like, he shouldn't even be an asshole in the anime. Really, like, shit.
And that's what I'm saying about his character. They just kind of made it more shallow. Like, we have to get through the scene. And yeah, he was bodying niggas. I mean, I can't. You have to give him that much. But the whole thing with between him and Kun, like, they cut that scene in half. Do you guys remember how Kun did what he did?
And like they discussed and everything like that. They cut that whole scene like literally straight in half. Like, they just sped up the entire process. And even like with the scene with Leroux, Kun, and him talking, there was more to it than just saying, "Do you want to get up?" No, they actually told Kun's intentions of what he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So they had in the webtoon, they had the 2 lighthouses, right? And they explained why Kun could actually, or how Kun could control both lighthouses within a radius of a circle, right? And that's why he had a knock on the very bottom one, and she was sitting on the other one. That he had another lighthouse above him, and he could control both lighthouses. So when Quint drug him down there, number one, they switched where they had a knock, who's the one who saved Kun.
Mm-hmm.
But in the webtoon, Kun saved himself. He had his bag with him
because he took a rope and he saved himself with a rope compared to Nox Green April, you know.
Exactly. So I was like, did you have to change that? Did you have to take all these things? Do you have to change it all?
It would have made Kun shine better in the anime if they kept that bit in,
Yeah.
like it did in the webtoon, because then you would see how much of a goat he is.
Exactly. I mean, like it just Kun is so smart. He's like literally a mad genius, right? And so I'm looking at it. I'm like, did you have to have a knock save him? I'm not sure why they changed that. The artistic point of changing that.
Exactly, and I do agree with Shadi. Anime does the bare minimum. It's good for anime onlys, but trash for us webtoon.
Yeah.
It trashes that webtoon adaptation.
And then I don't see the whole point of getting towards the end of why'd you start the next test. Like, you start the next test, right? You have Endorsee's betrayal already, and you had something else happen in there from the very beginning.
Yeah, they sped that up super duper fast. Like, Endorsee's betrayal didn't happen until like a little bit later on.
Yeah.
In the webtoon, from what I've seen, you know, and just seeing her fucking kick the dude straight off the bat when Quant sees, you know, those hots in the other two guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, the art's like, what's the point? Why are we rushing?
Yeah, we got Serena's backstory, and I didn't give a shit.
Oh no, hold on. What's that? What's her name? What's that
Serena?
girl's name? The backstory.
Yeah, the backstory of Serena.
I can't remember how to say her name.
we seen the girl on the ship when she was talking about how she was a cat burglar back in the day.
But hold on, though.
She saw all of her friends die in front of her.
It was kind of clean though, cause like literally, like people getting cut in half, people getting their heads cut off. I was like,
and
yo,
it's crazy because we get to see in the anime, we get to see another ranker,
right,
and see his abilities compared to like just these normal people.
Yeah, and he
like fucking just ended their whole careers within like that.
I mean, I was thinking, is that necessary though? I mean, like, geez.
It's kind of like with Ho's backstory at the same time. It's like,
Oh,
did you guys really have to add it in here?
I was talking about necessary as in like, damn, a ranker just going to kill people. He didn't ask no questions.
Well, they were kind of stealing from a ship, and I'm pretty sure it was his ship.
But it might have been his ship. But he was like, yo, I ask no questions. Y'all not supposed to be here. I'm going to cut you in half. I'm cutting your head off. There's blood everywhere. And it's like, bro, like, you going to ask no questions?
There? You've been quiet a little bit there.
Who, Trent? He said, hold on.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that, I guess. My bad.
So, I mean, like, from a storytelling standpoint, do you think that this was necessary? Do you think they could have put the first test and this episode and next test and next episode?
So much more the first test within that 2 minutes of what they had for Serena's backstory.
Yeah, I mean,
like that is something they could have cut out for more things inside of the hide and seek game.
Right. I mean, they could have. I mean, they could have cut out. I mean, they don't have the other test administrators there. Like, you know, they had the other rankers that are there, the other teachers. They haven't shown any of them yet.
There was wasn't there like a lot more rankers there?
They were at the table, just all sitting there talking about the test. They don't have them sitting there. Like they're cutting out so much stuff, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm just an anime watcher, it's all seems to be fine. I mean, like everything seems to be going kind of well, I guess. But from a webtoon perspective, I'm like, you're cutting out so much. But I can't figure out from an artistic standpoint, like, why are you cutting this out? Is it not important anymore?
There was a lot of important things that they cut out. I don't understand why, because it would give anime only. It would have gave them so much more perspective on what things are. Because earlier, I think it was Shadi or Blade, but they said something about them not introducing the bangs at all. Like, really, they probably like introduced it like the one time in that one episode. After that, they didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, okay, you're right about that. So,
shout out to let me. Yeah, it was Shadi. Shadi said that, and that's like an important thing
about the banks.
Yeah, it's such an important thing about the powers of Shinsu and how it works, because
maybe
bangs are just concentrated Shinsu. Like, we get to see Quant, you know, dive into the shadows because of Shinsu and stuff like that, but
they showed that for a second when he cloaked himself, but they didn't go in depth into it, and that was kind of a little off for me, because the reason why they even stood a chance to begin with because he was limited. But then when they say he's limited, they don't say how he's limited. So you're like, well, how is limited? Is he only using half his power? Or is he you have all these questions.
Using like barely any of his power or what? Like when they explain that he can only use 4 bangs in a row, that means he can use a lot more. Obviously.
Exactly.
And that means that like we know what a ranker is capable of, like for power scaling wise. You know what I mean?
All right, just to answer the question in chat, we couldn't have the budget for 24 episodes. I mean, like, I feel like for Tower of God, they would, if they did 20,
they definitely have the budget.
They got the budget for 24 episodes, but I would think that it would
You think they have the budget right now for that?
I think they do.
I mean, they have the budget, but I mean, that's a big move. It's the first one, you know.
Exactly, it's the first one.
I get that it's the first anime. I get it.
As a platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Blaine is saying, they're probably just scared of trying to do 24 episodes because it would drag on for the anime onlys. You know, they'd probably drop it after, episode 12.
Yeah.
That shit, because it's moving so slow. But at the same time, like, there's so much content inside of Tower of God itself that even with 24 episodes, you would still get hooked because you're getting so much important information. You would find out exactly how this tower works, what the world building is like, what Shinsu is, what bangs are, and we get to like get introduced to other characters and things like that. Like Yuga, for instance, they showed him the one time, and they like fucking straight up just said, "Done," until he shows up again later. They didn't even say his name, nothing.
They didn't
He's
say
gonna pop up later on.
Right?
The sheep guy, Yuga. They didn't say his name at all in episode 7 or 6.
Oh.
So he's just gonna be a random character until he pops up out of nowhere, and anime only's gonna be like, "Who the fuck? Isn't he a teacher? What's going on here?" You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. Like, if we don't get Sheep Homie, I'm gonna be disappointed.
They're gonna show him. Maybe that's what they're saving the quote unquote budget for that fight, or a little bit of a fight.
The last fight, like the last test fights, I'm guessing.
Because like, I can't see it. Like if you want 24 episodes, I mean, I think the hardcore fans would stay around because you get more information, but it would slow the series down. And that's what they're trying not to do. They're trying not to slow the series down for people who are casual fans for it. And they're like, hey, we want all the action. We don't want to slow the pace too much.
Now, do you think that... I think they could still possibly make 24 intense episodes out of this series with what we have.
That we have.
Yeah. I mean, yes, there would be a little bit more. You can't even necessarily say there would be scenes that are dragged out because there are just other smaller scenes that are taken out that could be added.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, and I would have preferred them to, but I think just for this being the flagship, this being the leading one coming off, they wanted to try to keep it as interesting as they felt they could do it. Like we in the Discord, Blaine gave us a article and said that SUI is not really, he's a part of the decision making, but he's kind of just kind of on the outside of it. They're consulting him every now and then, but they're changing the story as they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
And so
keep going. Sorry.
And so it's kind of like the original story is there, but they're trying to make it more interesting for a Japanese, regular people, a manga adaptation audience. They're trying to do the same thing that they usually do. And I don't think Tower of God should be adapted the way that it is. I think it should have been done a little bit differently. Yeah,
to be honest, if we even at least get one episode that's an hour long, I don't care if it has to be the last test. It definitely should be the last test, because the last test is probably of season 1 is probably the most important test, because we get so many special scenes and we get a bunch of characters that come in that we didn't see really before.
Oh, yeah.
So
right.
if the last episode is the entirety of the fishbowl test, I would be so happy for an hour long episode, because there's so much content in the fishbowl test alone. We get the fights between Sheep Guy, and I'm not gonna say her name. We get a bunch of scenes with Lahel. Trent, I'm gonna say it just for you.
Lahel.
I'm gonna say it just for you, dog. Lahel and Bam going through the stream of fishes trying to get there. We get a bunch of scenes with Kun starting on his plans. We get scenes with Rack. We get a bunch of character scenes that are so important, especially with the Sheep Guy, and a bunch of other people.
Maybe that's what they're saving these 6 episodes for, because the end of the hide and seek or the tag game is going to be over next episode. It's going to be done by then.
Yeah.
So you have
like,
5 episodes to end the series, or 6,
Noxie
right?
called it.
13?
The hide and seek game was going to be 2 episodes anyways.
Yeah, he did say that, but I'm pretty
So-
sure, like, if he watched this episode, he's probably not happy about it. He said this was his favorite test, and I just feel like they're not doing it very well. So they're 12 or 13 episodes for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Sorry,
one?
I was just going off.
I think it's 13.
It's 13
13?
episodes.
So I mean, they have what next episode? Episode 9.
Yeah, we only got like 5 left.
So they got
only
5 left.
5
to end.
episodes left to try and make it through.
They got this.
fishbowl
Oh, they're gonna
season.
push through it. If we know anything about this team, they're gonna push through these episodes. It don't matter. They're gonna skip things, cut things out. Like I don't even know if.
I think we got for where we are at right now. I think we're pretty much on the pace, especially with 5 episodes left. I think they've given us a good space, because what was the Crown game halfway into the season 1 of the Webtoon?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, like now we're, next episode we could probably predict we'll be through with the game of tag. Or hide and seek, whatever. Then what else we got before that? Besides like maybe sheep's nigga stuff and stuff like that.
It's more so like just Row and Sheep Homie.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
And,
thinking.
like,
Maybe we do have
we're
enough
like
time.
diving deep as to what's going on because of what's going to happen next episode. Because things happen
Right.
with a certain
That's
horn
true.
person, and
I forgot about
a
that was
certain
already
girl.
the time.
and
I
then
forget
after
what
that,
happens
we get
directly
a
after
bunch of dialogue with Row trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah, that threw me for a loop when I first read that, and they were revealing everything that happened and everything in the past. and-
Yes, exactly, which is great information from what's going on.
But as of right now, okay, I'm guessing me and Seraph gave this around a 6. So I mean, like, do I have faith in them to do it correctly and do it right?
Yes, exactly. Seeing Jujutsu Kaisen getting animated and then seeing what's going on with Tower God, Jujutsu Kaisen is going to overlap on Tower God immensely if they do it right, because Jujutsu Kaisen is such an amazing manga.
Yeah, but I mean, like, God of High School is going to overlap Tower of God. I mean, as soon as that comes out, it's going to be over for that too. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I have, as right now, I'm kind of
Did
losing
we?
faith that they're going to do this series justice in these last 5 episodes. I'm scared right now.
I'm pretty terrified, honestly. Like, it's a little scary to think about it. Trent, I don't know if we got your grading yet.
Of the episode?
Yeah.
Episode 8.
Give it
It's got an 8
an
out of 10.
8.5.
Okay, cool. My bad.
I needed, maybe, I was
We
thinking
needed
maybe I
that
was tripping. Maybe I am tripping. I gave it like a 6.5. I was.
I gave it a 6 or 7 about.
I think, like, again, yes, there were, there are small bits, but it's nothing like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like,
The episode still made you go, damn!
yeah, they're still like, okay.
Quint did his thing. He did his thing. I can't say he
Right.
didn't. If I had not read the webtoon, I don't think I would have. I mean, I probably would be around Trent's grading. I would just be up there, be like, okay, this is a good episode, good fighting. You got Kun in his bag. Literally, he wasn't in his bag in the anime because he didn't have his bag in the anime. He did in the webtoon. But anyways, he had his whole plan.
Yeah, I do like you said, how they highlighted how like useful and how goat like Kun is. Like, they did do at the very least that very well, as far as like, yo, Mr. Kun is that guy. Like, he's getting respect from, like, the whatever dude, gold hair dude, the coffee homie dude's name is, a girl's name, I don't ever even really know.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there talking to Laurel or whatever, like, yo, you think you tripping, like, just sit back, sit back and watch. Because this kid ain't, this is not a regular test taker. We looking at a prodigy here.
You're right about that.
Exactly. Even though the show is supposed to be about Yoru, but like it's doing well for the webtoon, showing off about Kun and Rakini, the side characters as well. Though I'm gonna commend it heavily for that.
So yeah,
I want the Blu-ray already.
You want the blue? Want the Blu-ray?
I already want the
I
I
will buy the Blu-ray simply because it is the first
Yep.
Webtoon animation that came out. Like, I will stand by that.
Yo, if I'm getting the Blu-ray, these last 5 episodes better be hit. No, but I mean, okay. In fairness, even though I gave one episode 7.5, this is only my least favorite episode from a Webtoon standpoint. That's what I can say. Like it wasn't a bad episode. It's just the fact that they deviated so much for the Webtoon that it threw me off so bad. But it wasn't a bad episode. I can't say that. So maybe Webtoon. I mean, maybe Blu-ray. Maybe not. What, Sarah? What did that look for? What happened?
Was Hwan Ryun a part of Team A in the beginning?
The redhead girl. The redhead girl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Huh?
no, maybe.
Blaine is saying she was Team A and now she on Team B. Hold up.
I don't remember. I thought she was always with Bam in some sort of way. But I don't think she did anything in the Webtoon anyway, did she?
That's crazy. I totally forgot about that. I mean, it's a good point to bring up, but I'm pretty sure she didn't do anything though.
She didn't do shit at all. But
She like stood there, didn't she? She was just like chilling.
I couldn't tell you honestly. Why would they switch her? What's the point? Are they gonna put her? She's on Team B now, so they're gonna put her in a scene now for the next episode. Put her in a scene
with Bam or something, or La Hell or something. I don't know.
But she don't do that for no reason. You're right, Blade. Hell if I know, man. Like as of right now, when it comes to this series, I don't know anything anymore. I don't know what's gonna be good, what's gonna be bad. Like I'm up in the air. If I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray, it's gonna be because these next 5 episodes are gonna be like heat.
think this is a good one to have to the collection. Like Seraph said, it's not only the first Webtoon anime.
Nostalgia and history. I'm like,
yes.
Hey,
man, when God of High School comes out on Blu-ray, dog, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker to buy that joint.
I'm excited for season 2 already.
Okay, because you know what happens in season 2. That's why you're excited for season 2.
So in the beginning of season 2, sure. I feel like for the first part, when we get to meet like Wang Nan and the girl and stuff like that for like the room tests.
Yeah.
They should completely make a movie out of that.
Like the thing is, I want to see how they do the whole prologue or whatever to season 2, just because it's like when I was reading the Webtoon, I wasn't fully convinced I was reading the same shit. I was like, what is going, like, who are these niggas? You know?
The exact same thing, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I was literally complaining. I was doing a stream and I was reading. I was complaining the whole time. Like, who are these people?
Yeah. I didn't like them at first.
Exactly. I didn't like anybody. I was like, who are these people? Why are we talking about them? What happened to Bam? Like, Shibitsu? Like, where the crew at?
Well, I think
shout out to Blaine because he is one of the only other people who knew that Noblesse was an OVA.
Is it? Noblesse.
Noblesse was an OVA first. Before they're trying to make an adaptation to it, it was an OVA like a few years ago. It's fucking tight, by the way.
Is it? Have you seen that trailer for Noblesse?
You guys watched the trailer?
I did watch the OVA.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched.
I haven't watched it yet, so don't spoil. But I just want to know if you guys seen it.
I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on, but I watched it.
Yeah, I don't watch the.
It looked fire to me. I was like, I want to watch whatever this is.
Yeah, I was say I never read the manga, so.
See, me neither. So I don't know if I'm gonna read it or not. So just put it that way.
That's also a good question. Should from Blaine, should another studio do season 2 of Tower God? Shadi is bringing up.
You said another season?
Yes. Season 2, should another studio do season 2? If you ask me,
no, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, from an art standpoint,
with animation.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're capturing it art-wise. I don't totally agree with the decisions that they make sometimes, but I mean, from an art standpoint, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's nothing wrong with it. So
they're doing a great job with it. It's like pretty much on par with the Webtoon, so I'm enjoying it a lot.
You're gonna be livid. What are we talking about? They messed up season 2. Oh yeah, if they mess up season 2, we can't go into spoiler territory. But if they mess up season 2,
My heat is gonna. I'm gonna burn this house down.
don't burn your house down, bro. Calm down. Anyways, season 2.
Now they can't.
Yeah, go ahead, Trent.
I was just gonna say if they do a season, if they do a season 2, I think they're only gonna go up from here. If season 2 is announced, I would bet that we get a 24 episode announcement, especially because it takes us a minute to get to see who we want to see.
It takes a minute to see who we want to see go absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think Tower God is doing well enough for season 2 right now. So as long as they get through everything they get through season 1, season 2 is where the actual webtoon takes off, and it gets. I'm not saying it's not interesting now, but there's more fighting. They get into a lot more stuff, so they gotta have 24 episodes at minimum. If they don't,
big facts, Seamus.
What?
The Wangnan greatness needs 24 episodes, baby.
Wangnan greatness. I still haven't seen the greatness yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen Wangnan mid, but he's done some okay things.
Yeah, he's okay as a character.
Ain't nobody fucking with my nigga Silverback.
Silverback though.
Silverback. I can't even remember the dude's real name, but that's why I call him
What are we talking
Silverback.
about right now?
Yeah, you mean
This is my nigga's name.
the dude with the arm?
Nah. The dude with the hoop earring and the fade, the silver dude. I call him Silverbacks. Shout out to Shower.
Okay.
Arc. Okay.
They call him
In my
Foil
stream,
Head all the time.
Yeah, my streams he's known as Silverback.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start calling him Silverback now.
Silver.
Arc Raptor with his man, he's such a tight character though. I love the dude so much.
Yeah, that's my guy.
I'm glad he's y'all's guy. He's forgettable for me. I forgot who he was.
Come on, man. Who do you like out of the group?
Out of the new group?
We should probably. Yeah. I do want to hear that real quick before we get back on topic.
I gotta say Omar.
Which one is Omar? Do I know Omar yet?
The Devil's Arm, though.
The devil.
Oh, wait. The old devil?
Yeah, the
Or new devil?
The old devil.
Okay. Hey,
I like him. He's cool.
I mean, I'm sticking with Violet Grace because I didn't know anything. I was the slowest nigga on earth to figure some stuff out.
Dude, bro.
I was the slowest.
I figured out immediately. The second I saw his eyes, I was like, "Oh, that's my boy."
Nah, we're not gonna get spoil territory, but I was just Jesus.
Slow. But yeah, before we get into that spoil territory, what little homie got did dirty? I can't remember his name. Delivery boy.
Yeah, knew it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was calling him. Yeah, damn.
Okay, we're episode 8. Sorry. Jesus.
Oh, well, we got off topic here. Hold on.
All right, so look, I'm done with episode 8 from a webtoon standpoint. I'd rather forget it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe tomorrow, next week, I will be back on it and be like, oh, like, it was cool, but I'm off of it. So, do y'all have any final thoughts of episode 8? Because
maybe it's because I think I don't know. You passed me, but I think you started reading Tower God a little bit after me. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just not as fresh in my memory, or what. But no, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it. That it's decent. Like, I'm not like, oh yes, Tower God this week. I'm like, okay, Tower God this week. Let's go ahead and see how they do it.
I want it to be heat. I want it to be every week. Like, I gotta see this.
That's because it's hard to be like that when it's something you've already read. I feel like I would probably be a lot more in like, Wednesdays, that's my day. You know what I'm saying? The Tower of God's dropping because, if I hadn't read the webtoon and didn't know what was happening. Now I'm just trying to see if they did it justice.
I think I want it to be soul leveling because that's what I'm missing right now, if I'm being honest with you. Because that was my Wednesdays, and now I don't have it. So,
look. I know that they delaying solo leveling. Okay, I missed it too. Don't worry, JC.
JC, read.
Okay.
You guys read Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah, of course.
That motherfucker was here.
Of course.
Now we know it is.
Okay,
fucking around.
Dragon Ball Super was, hold on, just a quick second. This is a quick
we'll let y'all have it.
deviate from Dragon Ball Super. Yo, like you got Ultra Instinct. What's his assigned right now? You got Vegeta coming back. Like, bro, you don't even. Are you?
Bro, it's Vegeta. How Vegeta came in. How Goku typically comes in.
Exactly.
So that's why that shit was so dope.
I want Vegeta to win this one. He has to win this one, right? This should
No,
be.
he ain't winning. Like full solo dolo.
They can't do it again. They cannot do it again.
He's gonna do something. If he beats him, the whole villain, I'm gonna be
Real
pissed.
quick, Shaman said that Ufotable should take upon solo leveling. It's gonna be a big doubt, but oh yes,
I want Netflix to do it. Just give me Netflix to take it over. Just get them to do it.
I'm sure we should team up with whoever does them niggas too, and just fucking.
Well, they also got the unlimited budget works as well, so you can't forget that.
Yeah.
But I was
the fight scenes in unlimited budget works was
unlimited budget works.
They're
unlimited
demons.
It's not actually called unlimited budget works.
It is. But that shit is. I love it.
Imagine Ufotable to do the animation for solo leveling though. All the fight scenes that's gonna happen, his summonings, everything.
Yeah. Shout out to Boruto too. But go ahead.
Shout out to
you know how crazy that would be.
Boruto.
What's that?
Boruto.
No, I know what you're saying, but I don't know what you're saying.
Hey, I ain't gonna act like it's not gas too right now, bro.
Is it? I quit reading.
I literally skipped all of Boruto to go to the time skip arc.
Yeah, I haven't read anything past or like prior to like before. When we got that like one shot thing of like the people who took Sasuke's daughter or whatever. Mm-hmm. Besides that, I hadn't read anything that went up until like this last arc, but this last arc is pretty good. That's the only thing. It's the only arc I've read, but it's pretty good.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Okay. Once again, deviations. Anything else for episode 8 before we leave it off, guys?
I'm pretty set.
I need to download the OSTs for my fucking reactions.
I just want to download the OST so I can put it as a ringtone.
I feel
like I'm gonna get flagged.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I didn't notice any music from this episode besides the one little scene where they showed Ho and it was after the little backstory and they had like little drum part that's come in. I was like, what was that? Like the music hit me right there. But besides that, I didn't hear no music. Like the music didn't catch me at all.
It caught me when Kun was, pulling the trick and falling with Homeboy.
Yeah.
It's like, and then he was just like smiling. That motherfucker was so crisp.
Oh, they did that. I could say they did that scene better in the anime because Quint was holding on to his arm, thinking that he had him, and Kun was like, "Let go of me, bro. Like I'm good. Let me just, let me show you what's really going on, bro." Like that was shit right there. I love that. But yeah, it was ominous. I gotta go back and listen to the music. Okay, after this episode, I'm going back and listen to all this stiffy music y'all keep talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can find a playlist of the OSTs, bro, or something, and just drop them in the.
I'm pretty sure somebody's done it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, because that is gonna be so nice for me to just chill out to.
Oh man.
Why y'all be?
I can listen to like the violin and like
bro.
The dumpster all fucking day,
bro. Some of them tracks, bro, are legendary. What's that? So hard.
Dude, I swear to God, dude. The OSTs are ridiculous.
I'm going back to listen to it after this episode, guys.
One of the OSTs that hit me the most was when they were giving the Anak backstory. They had a violin, they had a piano going, they had everything for it to be so sad. I was really about to cry because of the music, dog.
Bro, yeah, the music is gas, man. They hit it with during the fight with like the Crown Game. They hit you with that like lo-fi jazz. Bro, come on, ripping that mug.
Oh, please. If you ever watch this Australian dude who makes the soundtrack, please just upload it to Spotify the whole time.
Yeah,
upload it to Spotify.
Or like YouTube or something.
Buddy. Thank you. I almost forgot. Yeah. Episode 9, expectations. Thank you, Blade, because I'm a little saucy right now. I'm still drinking this, so whatever.
He's on that. Is that water?
Nah, this is vodka and lemonade. Whatever.
Vodka lemonade on a Wednesday ritual.
Yeah, I'm off work today, so I just
He's
tomorrow
gotta
not
be
so much.
drinking, baby.
Episode 9 expectations. So,
Let you go first, Jason.
oh, you want me to go first? Because I'm downtrodden right now with this. I just
All right, Trent, you're up.
Okay.
You go first, Trent.
Episode 9 expectations. Like I said, if I don't see sheep, nigga, bro, all hell gonna break loose. That's the only thing.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the only thing that's really going. I need to see it. I need to see them talk about the stuff a little bit more. You know, now we need to be getting into these next episodes. Should be getting a little bit more dialogue-y, like you guys were saying. But yeah, other than that, short of just fumbling the bag, these next episodes,
They could fumble it. They just.
I'm Team Tower of God anime right now. Not over Webtoon, but I'm definitely fucking with them.
All right, go ahead, man.
So, as Blaine says, I'm excited for the Hats and Quant fight. That's going to show off a lot of the fighting aspect for Hats because he muted himself. Oh, no, he's mouthing off some words right now.
Who?
JC.
No, I'm chilling. I'm chilling right now. I'm chilling.
And I'm also just excited to see how they're going to play out the scene for Lahel and No and Ho, you know.
Oh yeah, that happens too.
Like that's going to be an important scene in this to see how they play out.
They got your pizza, bro.
I delivered my phone. Hold up.
Yeah, you should. That was hilarious.
I missed it. What happened?
My roommate like creaked the door open slowly, and I turn around.
There's a pizza box.
He's tossing in this pizza box and put it. It's like right there. He put it on top of my stool.
That's funny.
And Dorsey's backstory,
and as well as in Dorsey's backstory as well.
I forgot about that.
This is all important information that's going to go down because we get to see how a princess of Jihad becomes a princess of Jihad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did. They've been doing good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they did very good. And going back to that, because I don't think I spoke on it. I think it was in 6. With Anak and the backstory with her mom.
Yeah, they did good with that.
Yeah. They did good.
They went crazy with that. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And like just for Team B, there's just like a good chunk of importance that's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Goddamn.
And we need this to be paced out well enough for us to comprehend what's going on.
I think this next full episode with Team B or the first half of it.
Man, first they got so much that could go on, man. Like,
especially we have 5 episodes left and trying to get to the 5th bowl also.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't fit it all in one episode.
They're gonna try to. Okay, here we go. I need
guaranteed Team S is gonna end this episode, which is feels bad, man. Big agreement. Okay.
They better. Oh god. Okay.
So yeah, that's
episode 9.
Expectations for it.
My sheep nigga. They gotta put that in there.
They got to. They got to put sheep in.
And Dorsey's backstory. They gotta have the thing with Rachel and Bam because he does some things in that too. They gotta have the whole thing in there.
You know what I mean?
He does a little something. He does that. Like they have so much to fit into the next episode that should be there.
It's crazy because the Team B part is probably like the longest part in the hide and seek episodes. Like Team A was all hype. It was supposed to be all hype.
Yeah.
And then we get into the seriousness of what Team B. And then like the conflict between everybody going on and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I said this last week, but they gotta do episode 9 right. They please do it right. If they don't, I'm gonna be unruly next week. I'm just gonna be coming here. I'm firing off on everything.
Big facts, Shoddy.
What happened? Big facts.
Ho gonna go through some things and we probably not gonna give a shit.
Yeah, who cares about Ho, man? Fuck that Ho, nigga. I don't know. It's whatever.
Fuck that Ho, dog.
Exactly, but still, like
we may get a little bit more whole.
Because what I was reading the
backstory.
Is there more backstory for him?
We may be able to get a little bit more whole backstory because I feel like in the Webtoon we got it post shit happening, but I feel like this, and maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like maybe the anime has done a little bit better job of showing him growing envious of Bam.
That is true. I give the anime that much because they're showing the looks on his face. They're showing like how Bam is kind of a natural genius that he's not.
Yeah,
They're giving you that much. So I give the
you can
anime
see
that.
it coming.
I guess so. Yeah, you can see it coming, but I want them to do it correctly. Like if you're gonna give it to me because it's not in the webtoon, do it well. And I can't say they haven't done these types of scenes well so far.
Mhm.
So I have faith in them in that. But episode 9 should be hitting. It has too
It will.
much. See,
It has to.
see, you weren't here
I don't
last week, and I feel like you should have been there for more support last week because I don't feel it now. After
I
episode
was on the
8,
verge of.
Oh man, you got to stick with it. I'd have rocked with you.
We are here for you, JC. It's okay.
8 chapters in one episode sounds good, Shotty. But look, 8 chapters. That's how much is left for this hide and seek, and they gonna put it all in one episode. We about to see. Okay, did I miss anything before we end the episode? Because I definitely don't want to miss anything.
Nah.
Tan girl, who's the tan
Big
girl you talking
facts,
about?
Seamus. He's talking about Ho, because I thought Ho was a lady when when he was first introduced, and then I got hit with pure disappointment, and I was mad.
Yo, Ho is definitely a boy, my guy.
I'm pretty sure the test partner is a boy too, ain't he? The go hair dude.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah, that's a guy.
Yeah, I thought that was a chick this whole time. Like the whole time I was reading the webtoon, at least it wasn't just so recently. I thought he was a. I knew he was a boy.
That's what I thought about everybody. I thought everybody was a boy. Hang Sung Yu's a boy. Okay, everybody guys, good.
Song. All right, tight.
All right, is that the end for us, guys? Are we done?
Should be pretty good.
All right, guys, that is the end of it for us, for Trent and Seraph and me, JC2K. We are out of here, guys. We'll see you guys next week for episode 9. It better be hitting. It better be hitting.
A lot more of us should be here for it as well. Hopefully.
Them
Teams,
niggas better be here. All right, guys, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.